Here we are, episode 1 of Kevin's Daily Bread. A new, I don't know if you would call it a podcast or whatever you'd call it, because it's not just audio, it's video. I've been brainchilding this for a while, and a way to interact with all my friends from all over the nation. And all my customers locally and my friends locally. So this is the dough bench, and each day when I'm doing bread, we're going to discuss topics of the day. And hot on everybody's mind. Okay, so you guys all heard about the subway shooting, right? And I was looking at that too, and 3 pounds. I was looking at that too, and I saw something that said the cameras were out. The cameras were out. Because we know that putting up more cameras is how the government kind of thinks they can help with safety. And Mayor Adams is talking about how he wants to put metal detectors, not like the airport ones, but metal detectors for people going on the subway and whatnot. Personally, here we go again, folks. Here we go again. Another way or highlight that the government is going to try to infringe on our Second Amendment rights. Now, hey, I'm no Rambo. I'm no big gun nut. I got a shotgun and a Glock and a revolver or whatever. But the Second Amendment protects the First, and the Second Amendment was put in place. Spilling flour all over the place. Why can't I talk and do this at the same time? The Second Amendment was put into place because we had just gone to war with a tyrannical king. The Boston Massacre, all that stuff. So these founders knew that they wanted to outline an innate right given by God, an innate right of protection. Because it's what the Redcoats were doing. When they were marching through Lexington, they were going to collect arms. So here we have another story that the media is going to fly with to try to restrict our Second Amendment. So now whenever you conceal carry going on in the subway, there's going to be alarms going off and everything like that, right? But the cameras were down. The cameras were down when Epstein hung himself. The cameras are always down. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I don't know, I'm just sick and tired of these politicians, this Abrams guy, whatever, Mayor Adams. My heart goes out to the victims in Brooklyn. I had a good time in New York when I was there. There's something like 20 people injured. But violence happens. Unfortunately, we live in a world that's not perfect. There's always going to be animals out there. There's always going to be danger out there. And that's more important than why we need the Second Amendment. There's shootings every day in Chicago, but you don't hear about those. Ask yourself, why don't we hear about those? We all know why. It's yeast. We all know why we don't hear about them, because it doesn't fit their narrative. Because there are illegal guns being used in Chicago. Chicago has the strongest gun laws almost in the country. So, that's that. Let's go to the weather. Let me see if my weather guy.
What's that?
Hey.
Hey, it's the weather guy. As you can see, Grumpy, it's snowing, and it's April 13th today, and it's cold in downtown Dallas. I'm trying very hard to understand this global warming thing when it's snowing in April.
Wow, how's the fountain working? It's not frozen, is it?
No, the fountain is flowing pretty good. It's not frozen or anything, and the pump seems to be working to, bring the appeal and welcome people to downtown Dallas.
Yeah, it looks pretty cold out there. Thank you. What do you think the weather's like for tomorrow?
Tomorrow is supposed to be 75 and sunny. All right. Back to you.
Well, there's your weather report for downtown Dallas. So I might say this a couple of times through the video. Because it's the Daily Bread podcast and I'm baking loaves of bread, I will have that bread available daily to local people. I'm going to mix those dry ingredients for a second. Hey, I don't care what it is, whenever they start with the narrative to try to hurt the Second Amendment, it's not a good thing. And I'm so sick of the distractions. I'm so sick of, how about we make the number one story the fact that inflation is 8.5%, the highest it's ever been in 40 years. 8.5%. And that's an average. Cripes, the gas prices and everything, like the regular Americans, working everyday people are struggling. And the media is tying up the narrative, trying to infringe our Second Amendment. We don't need more government control. We need less of it. Walt Disney Company's stock has dropped 25% in the last 6 months. Wonder why? Woke culture's destroying Disney. Hey, my biggest thing is because I'm a conservative Republican, but I'm more about individual rights and liberties and live and let live. Stay out of my checkbook. Oh, speaking of checkbook, is there anybody that paid taxes this year with a smile? With all the money? I can't believe all the money. I can't believe all the money this government wastes. Government waste is like I'm going to talk about government waste all the time. Because who's going to pay for this? All it's causing is the dollar inflation, the dollar to be weaker. Stupid. Trump wanted to build a wall, right? And $15 billion or $6 billion, whatever that billion it costs, right? We just sent Ukraine $10 billion or something. Give me a break. Now I'm no Putin puppet, but talk about a staging war scenes and stuff. I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything I see anymore. Nothing. I mean, even a little bit. I'm talking about how there's no cameras on the subway. I don't even believe some of that stuff. How can you? How can you believe? If Trump did anything, well, Trump did a lot. But one of the most important things that I think Trump did was expose just how much the little power the leader of the free world has. And Biden's just solidifying it. You see that moron walking around the stage, and Obama shaking all those hands. You all saw those videos. But Nancy Pelosi telling whoever to tell Biden or stop Biden from talking, shut off his mic type stuff. Give me a break. It's truly a travesty what they have done. We're not ruling ourselves anymore. And we have to be loud and be vocal. Here I am, a baker, doing a podcast, a show, or whatever. Why? One of the things I learned traveling the country and heard from people was they had these beliefs and thoughts and opinions, but they were afraid to voice them because they were afraid of social media shutting them down. They were afraid of their coworkers labeling them. So they had to self-preservation, I guess. You know, I talked to a lot of people, and some of them couldn't even get on camera, which is okay. So I got to let this rest for 15 minutes. Let's go to commercial. A good veteran, a good patriot friend of mine made this sign. It's Kevin Heelman Woodworking. You can view his website. He makes some good, high-quality flag signs. Basically, custom signs, wood signs. They easily hang on the wall. He's a good patriot, a good veteran to support. This actually, I'm going to be putting this logo on t-shirts, so stay tuned for that too. But support him, support veterans, support veteran-owned businesses. All right, well, I'm back. Let the dough rest for about 25 minutes. Now I'm into the dough cutting stage. So apparently, the city of Philadelphia, where the Liberty Bell is reinstituting their mask mandate. And ironically, the Northeast, Philadelphia included, have the highest rates of vaccination. And this is straight from USA Today. Highest rates of vaccination status. That's vaccinated people, and they have the highest spike of COVID cases in the nation, these northeastern states. I'll tell you this, the open closes and the no masks crap is what sparked me to jump out of town and drive across the country. They decimating small businesses. People don't want to work. They don't want to wear the masks. This is never going to stop people unless we stop it. If the governor of Oregon comes up with these stupid mask mandates again, we're going to have an issue. They're going to have to come and take this rolling pin out of my hands, if you know what I'm saying. They're destroying this country, these mandates. Dr. Fauci says the rise in cases were to be expected. That clown. It's a slippery. See, they got away with the mask mandates. They got away with a lot of the vaccine mandates. And then they got off it for a while because Biden was getting a lot of heat. And now they're going to start imposing them again. It's always the next friggin' crisis with this government. One, two, three, four. I don't know. The CDC is also extending the travel mask requirement for 15 more days. It makes no sense. If you're trying to look for reason in all this stuff, and the reason it's so hypocritical of them to impose this on the general public, and you see them, like the governor of California at the Super Bowl, no maskless. So the CDC is extending the travel mask mandate for 15 more days. The airline CEOs are even saying that this mask mandate makes no sense. Okay, so if the person next to you, I saw something this morning, the person next to you can sip water slowly for a 2-hour flight. So you can do that, you won't get COVID, but if you just have your mask down with no water bottle in front of you, you get COVID. Oh, come on, almost. See, it's so close. I'm going to take a little tiny piece here, tiny piece here. Don't tell anybody. Tiny piece here. That's good. So now we'll go into the dough ball formation stage. Just watch, they'll all fall in line. It's a constant battle. That's why when Trump was in the White House, conservatives, they kind of took a little bit of a back seat, I guess you could say, and they thought everything was peachy. I thought 2018 was going to be a red wave. And I definitely thought 2020 was going to be a red wave. And it wasn't. Not here in Oregon. The Democrat Party in Oregon totally controls the state. And it's basically Portland, because they have so many districts in Portland. But there are conservative voices in the legislature, but they don't have as much power as they need to have. And I don't know. There needs to be some big changes. Who's here? Are you going to follow a mandate? Mask mandate? That slippery slope is what I thought was going to happen. I thought you're going to need to be vaccinated to move around freely. I mean, businesses were requiring vaccination status, proof of vaccination status. That was another thing. Me and ex-wife, Krista, went to a restaurant on the coast in Oregon. And it wasn't even a state mandate. The business was taking it upon themselves for the safety. It was a bar. It was a crap hole bar food, whatever. Was taking it upon themselves to require their patrons wear masks, be vaccinated. You know, you want to see what this communistic type mandates does to a country. Look at what's going on in Shanghai right now. There's a video out there. They've been quarantined in their homes. In their homes. They can't leave their houses for 2 weeks in Shanghai. So far, people are starving to death. because they didn't have time to prepare or whatever. And they're also committing suicide because they're starving. Because of a COVID, whatever. Let's not forget, folks, which is what I don't understand where the investigation is into this virus. This thing's man-made, and it came from China. Why aren't we looking into that? Where's that investigation? They're all protecting themselves. They're not protecting the American people. They're not, even worldwide, they're not protecting, governments aren't protecting their citizens. And that video, there's like this eerie sound of everybody yelling from their balconies. People are going nuts. You can't be quarantined for two weeks and not go nuts. Well, I could, because I'm already nuts. But you know what I'm saying. All right, so we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 loaves of bread. Ha, ha, ha. 6 sub rolls. 6 sub rolls. All right, now we get another 15-minute break. Voila! All right, so the dough's ready for pans. In other news, this is, I like this. The governor of Texas has sent a bus full of illegal immigrants to D.C. and it just arrived. They say 3 dozen immigrants arrived with some kind of paperwork, yellow envelopes, whatnot. Not right at the Capitol building, but down the road. And this is a bold move. It's, good. Kind of like the mayor of Baker City, who opened her tool bag and made a sanctuary. They called it a sanctuary city against Governor Brown's mandates imposed on businesses.
Last May on this program, we talked to one of the most outspoken critics of the governor's response, the mayor of Baker City, and she made national headlines at the time. Now she's looking to take over Kate Brown's job at the end of the governor's term. With me now is Mayor Carrie Mcquisten. She's running for governor of Oregon. She'll be a candidate in 2022. And Mayor, thanks for being with us.
These politicians are going to use all their tools in their bag to combat these outrageous policies. Now, I guess there's some law that was imposed for COVID that Trump imposed and it's expiring or whatnot, but Texas is getting inundated with illegal immigrants seeking asylum. Now, they're being given like a fully charged cell phone, new clothes, and whatnot. Listen, we're a country founded on immigration. I get it. My ancestors, a few generations ago, immigrated from Italy and Ireland. But I share the same view with many of you. Do it legally. We have ports of entry for a reason. And That's when I talk about being happy at this time, tax time. Look at all the government waste and government funding. You know, we're paying our taxes, and that tax dollars are going to house illegal immigrants. Well, we have a huge homeless veteran problem. They're not being given the mental health services needed. They're falling into addictions and stuff like that. I just gave $1 to a guy yesterday, veteran. We need, until we can take care of our own, you know, and this is part of woke culture. It's part of the bleeding heart liberals, you know. Now, like I said, I gave $1 to a guy on the corner, you know, when I was driving by, whatnot. Conservatives are some of the most giving people in the world. Now, so we all know Elon Musk, right? He's doing he bought that Twitter stock, and he declined the board position, which I think frees him up for a hostile takeover, because he's a majority stake owner. I have to tell you, when I first started hearing about Elon Musk and Tesla and SpaceX and stuff, I'm like, this guy's a rich nutball, you know? But people, some unexpected people are coming out of the woodwork and turning into protectors of liberty and freedom. One of the things about trying to restart my business, because I did lose a lot of business, and I lost some employees and stuff like that when I went on my trip across the country shooting the documentary The Silent Majority. And so when I got back, I thought I was going to be tied up with editing. I didn't know, but I don't have the same equipment to run my full menu and stuff like that. So, the way you can support Kevin's Daily Bread and allow me to keep making content and help build back my business to where it was before is through, if you're nationally, I have cookies for sale. We have cookies for sale. It's $29. Right now, they're $29 for 2 dozen. Now, they're a little bit smaller than the ones from before, but they're a good $1 cookie, $1.10 cookie or whatever. And I can ship those, but also I'm going to be putting this, if you like this logo, on the back of t-shirts. I got a new, well, I didn't just buy it, we've had it for a little while, but the silhouette machine that does the die cast cutouts, and I'm going to be putting that on the back of t-shirts, and then on the front putting kind of a spin-off of my video about grumpy farmers and stuff from my collaborative video, We the People Will Never Be Divided, putting grumpy mother, grumpy sister, grumpy brother, kind of customizing it however you want, grumpy teacher, grumpy fireman, on the front, like right here. I'm going to be putting those up for sale on the website too. Maybe doing there's some coffee mugs right now, but right now the t-shirts and stuff are drop shipped, meaning they're printed to order, so they're pretty pricey. But the reason why they're priced high is because they're printed on demand, and they're charging me basically what I should be charging you. So there isn't a lot of profit on those. But if you order cookies, that's a way to support, or you can order from the website coffee mugs and stuff right now, and that will help support my business as I continue to move forward and grow, because that's the idea. Locally, if you're local, come on in. You're gonna have bread every day. and you can support through donations as well. So all this bread will be for sale through for donations. Planning on reopen of June 1st, where I'll be fully open with open hours and stuff like that. And just get a lot on my plate right now, and I have some equipment that I want to get before I start doing my menu again. So looks like this is going to be what I'm going to make with this. 2, 3. I can put it in one of the bread pans. I'll make it a loaf. So come on down during the day and see what bread I have on the shelf. And locally you can buy cookies as well. And I have sub rolls for something.
One hour later.
Right, our bread loaves are approved. These are sourdough. Bam, bam, bam. I may do some rye that I might be able to ship that will survive the journey. But these fresh loaves of sourdough, I don't put any preservative in, so unless they're shipped frozen and you want to pay $30 for a loaf of bread, but that's the sourdough. So I'm going to get these in the oven. It's turning out to be a sunny day, so I don't know what that weatherman was talking about, but it's turning out to be a sunny day. That's the Pacific Northwest for you. Luckily, I'm from Massachusetts, so I know what it's like when the weather changes by the moment. These are the sub rolls. It's starting to. It's amazing. It's not like, it's kind of like riding a bike doing bread, but I'm trying to get my technique down a little bit more, make them better formed. Sorry if the oven in the back's loud. I'll be doing some audio updates pending. Everything's about money. It's all about finances. I can't get one of those fancy mics just yet. But I do have a mic on the camera. Pretty good. So, I've been spending some time editing. So I haven't checked the current events. Oh, this might be a good opportunity if you're local to do in-person conversations and perspectives just about the topics of the day. Don't be scared. Let me know. Come on by and let me know. I'd like to get some of the locals involved in person. And also to my friends around the country, if you want to be in a Zoom discussion while I'm doing bread, I'd love to have a Zoom conversation with you. Those are ready for sesame seeds. Probably see the sunlight shining in a little brighter. And these are going to go in the oven and bake for 15 minutes. 25. And I'll show you what they look like when they come out. All right, Kevin's Daily Bread. Got an update to the New York subway shooting. They've apprehended the guy, which is good. Guess about 10 minutes ago they apprehended him. All right. A few more minutes on those, but Thank you for tuning in to Kevin's Daily Bread. I'm a grumpy baker, and I really enjoy having you guys tag along as I put bread together in the morning and work through my dough. And we can work through the talking and discussions of the issues of the day. I won't be doing one tomorrow, but I will be doing one Friday. So hopefully you can tune in to see what's crumbling in the world. Thank you. God bless.